Every division has its own boogeyman, an unstoppable force that no one seems capable of stopping. Fortunately for the middleweight division, it is blessed with the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev, who has been dismantling every opponent that crosses his path. Borz cemented his title shot status by defeating former champion Robert Whittaker in the very first round. Now, as he inches closer to a title shot, Michael Bisping has issued a stern warning to the Chechen warrior about the dangers of facing Dricus Du Plessis ahead of UFC 312. While speaking with Submission Radio, former middleweight champion Michael Bisping was asked by the host, who would be the toughest challenge for Khamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland or Dricus Du Plessis. The UFC legend, without any second thought and hesitation, named Stillknocks as a bigger fight for the undefeated Chechen than Sean Strickland. Tougher fight for Khamzat, it's Dricus Du Plessis. He further added, because of the sheer physicality of the guy, the strength that he has, we've seen the wrestling ability that he also has as well. So I just think stylistically, yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen Dricus was able to take down Sean in the first fight. You know, if Dricus can take him down, you got to think that Khamzat can take him down. And when Khamzat takes people down, he's a monster. Every fighter has their own weapon that works against their opponents. It's precision striking for Israel Adesanya, immaculate cardio for Merab Dvalishvili, pace for John Jones, and for Dricus Du Plessis, it's his sheer strength. The South African fighter is not known for his precision striking, wrestling, or cardio, but what grants him victory inside the octagon is his raw strength. According to The Count, Khamzat Chimaev is undoubtedly a monster when it comes to grappling and ground game, but will he be able to keep Dricus Du Plessis on the ground? Michael Bisping believes that even if Chimaev uses his pace and brings Du Plessis to the ground, it would be difficult for him to hold him in that position. In addition to Michael Bisping, another former UFC fighter believes that Khamzat Chimaev would find it hard to fight against Stillknocks. While having a conversation with The Fighter and the Kid, podcast co-host and comedian Brian Callen, Brendan Schaub laid bare his thoughts on a clash between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. The former UFC fighter underscored that Du Plessis is probably the worst match for Borz, as his unorthodox fighting style will be very difficult for the Chechen fighter to predict. I think DDP Molly, Khamzat, too. I think he is a nightmare for Khamzat, said Schaub. Callen was a bit perplexed by the statement as he said, really? I think Khamzat has all the wrestling. I think he gives him big problems in wrestling. Schaub further added, probably the most durable guy, yeah. When you talk about grappling, remember DDP is a guy who entered, it's like the last man standing. They call it shark rounds, so you stay as long as you can to submit people. He entered a tournament that was like that, it was filled with Gracie black belts, submitted all of them. You're talking about a complete savage. Khamzat Chimaev is arguably the biggest fight for Dricus Du Plessis if he's able to defend his title at UFC 312. If he secures the victory, no one will be able to deny that Du Plessis is the true champion of the division. Well, what are your thoughts on Stillknocks' fighting style? State your thoughts in the comments below.